All right. So Peter Rader, by the way, I think, Peter Rader, you just sent me a text. Peter Rader in the house, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, my man? So the question is...
Hey, buddy, how are you?
I'm good, buddy. So how do you control the headline? The market is crazy. We read that everywhere, yet your market is sitting. So give them an example. How long is your average days on market right now?
So my market's not sitting. I'm in Westchester County, New York,
thank
and
you.
Fairfield County, Connecticut.
Yeah.
And I have a few houses that are sitting.
Yes.
And obviously the reason is price, location, condition.
Yes.
So as I walk them through the virtual markdown process or repositioning process,
Yes.
I'm getting pushback because there's been a lot of headlines, especially this week. People are coming out of the city.
I know it all. Yep. I got you.
Market's crazy.
Yep. So it must be something you're doing wrong, Peter, because everybody else's house is selling in 2 seconds and they're getting record-breaking prices, and our home is sitting for sale. It's your fault. And then you 100%. Walk through their house, and every time you leave, you take off all of your clothes and you burn them because the house is a dog. You with me? Or the world-famous Steve Harney line, if the home's not selling, the price isn't compelling. So I'm assuming you've gone down that route. Let me give you a little more analytical approach for anybody in this situation. You might want to write this down. So my client, Timmy Smith, going through a similar situation in May, right? We were starting to hear that like homes were selling, but him with like 90 listings, we had about 30 that Pete just weren't moving. And not only weren't moving, it was like they weren't even on the market. You with me on this? So the gut reaction is reduce the price. So we said, okay, we can reduce the price, but for us to reduce the price, I think we need to do a little more research. So we went back, and I'm going to miss probably part of this, and I know you'll get this. We basically said, let's go through from the inception of the listing to the time it hit the market, how many total showings, and then show the bar graph of lots and then none. You with me? Then we put on the launch of the listing video, the views, and then none. You with me? Then we said it was released on Zillow, Realtor, Trulia, and everything else, right? The number of hearts and likes and views, and then the drop off. Do you follow me? And then the the agent feedback, overpriced, and now no one talks to us anymore. So instead of just walking in and saying, hey, look, based on what we're hearing, we probably need to reduce the price, you say, Pete, I went back to the very beginning, and remember when I listed your home, I told you the first 2 weeks to 30 days, that's when we reveal the property, and that's where we're gonna have the highest and best opportunity to get the home sold. And if you recall, you were like, look, we know the market's hot, we wanna get a record price. I gave you the 3-tiered pricing strategy. You chose needle in the haystack. We got all the views on here, we got all the views here, we had all the showings here, and here in and everything is now dropped off to here. So guess what? It's like your home isn't on the market. So we have to repackage and reposition the property and bring it back to life. Now there's 2 thoughts we can do. One is we could raise the price, or one is we could lower the price. Which one sounds better for you?
Yeah, I love it.
Right? What are they going to say? Raise the price. Great. In order to raise the price, we need to make the home COVID wow. So that means since no one is even looking at your house with all of my marketing right now, we should take 30 to 45 days. We should stage the house, get all the furniture out. We should turn one room into a home office. We should redo the backyard and stage it with some better furniture. If we can bring in a fake pool and do that, we should do all of that stuff and then raise the price and bring it back out on the market. You want to do that, Pete? Or do you want to lower the price? But here's the hook. We're going to lower it below the last comp. And then I'm going to blitz every agent in town, and I'm going to do a video about this property. Now, all of you, listen up. Timmy Smith, I mentioned before, great client. You're going to meet him this afternoon, right? Tim did a video recently. He's wearing sunglasses. Pete, you could totally do this. Ready? And he says, it's like the Tony Stark video. He's like, hey, Tim Smith, Corona Del Mar, California, Newport Beach behind me, Crystal Cove, Emerald Bay here, You know, people ask me all the time, what's the most important lesson I've learned in real estate? It's 2 things. Buy the least expensive home in the best neighborhood. Buy the least expensive home in the best neighborhood. And he said, but to understand that, you got to do comps. And Pete, I don't know if you saw the video he did on Instagram. He went, let's do it Tony Stark style. And he went, fring, and all these prices were suddenly up in the air. And he said, 225 Ocean sold for 20 million, boom, and it goes away. And he goes through the comps. Then he says, now let me show you in the best neighborhood, the lowest priced home. And guess what? Boom, multiple offers, and they sell the house. I think it's about coming out with another video. Either you dress it up, put a lot of lipstick on it and make it really COVID beautiful, and you raise the price and you bring it back out, or they lower the price and you create a bidding war scenario based around it. It's only gonna be one of those two things in my opinion. Does that make sense?
I love it.
All right, hey, and I love you, brother. You text me earlier, I appreciate it, right? This guy and I.
It's been my best year of it.
Three times better if I recall from the text message. $750,000 in gross commission income.
Closed after this week will be somewhere around 380,
380.
which will put me above my best year ever GCI. I'm on target for 750 GCI.
That was the number.
Closed.
Yeah, I heard the 750 from my text. So Pete, can I share with them how long we've known each other and a little bit about our background?
You can.
Okay, so I'll probably mess up the year, but I can remember I was doing an event in New York, and this guy walks up to me, and he's basically like destitute. I mean, you felt like you were losing everything. We're talking about a bad time in real estate, so you can imagine we've got history. And, there were some tears, but we connected and bonded over that moment. Like, bro, I got you. We can do this. And I remember like Prospect Mortgage and all those guys, like everybody said, this guy's got the stuff. You know what he needs right now? Do you all remember being a kid? Who remembers being a kid and like seeing the fence that you wanted to get over? Because you knew on the other side of that fence, there was a great park, maybe somebody's pool, but there was something on the other side of that fence that we wanted to aspire to, that we wanted to experience in our lives. And what we need is two things. Sometimes you got to take the cap off and throw it over the fence. So you got no choice but to now get over. But in the case of Pete and I asked him, hey man, you got to like commit. You got to go all in. You got to throw the hat metaphorically over the fence. And then I did what I do best. I went like this. And you remember, Pete? I'm like, text me every day. Let's stay connected. And all I did was give him a little lift to get him over the fence. I'm so proud of you, brother. You have no idea. And it's been an honor to be there helping you and push. And I know how much you give back to our ecosystem, pushing others. And for that, bro, I am super grateful for you. Give this guy a big round of applause, by the way. Proud of you, man. Proud of you. Love it. This is why I love doing Q&A, because I got to see my boys. All right.